back in 1984, when I had already ran several hundred, maybe over 1,000 people through the Stop Smoking Clinic, where I had used the follow-up materials, the letters, the Never Take Another Puff letters, I sent out one about what was then the recent release of nicotine chewing gum. It was on Nicorette at the time. And I sent it out as a general warning to all my clinic graduates because this was new. It had never been a product out on the market like this before. And my concern was people who had graduated from the clinic, they were totally smoke-free, doing fine. They were going to encounter family or friends or neighbors who got this new exciting product, this nicotine gum, and was going to innocently offer it to them, just to try. And it was like such a new concept. I mean, these people understood they were addicted to smoking, and they knew it was from nicotine. I mean, I explained that in the clinic, but I didn't have to go into a lot of detail because it was the only real product delivering nicotine were tobacco products. And this was something new. Well, since then, things are really complicated because now we have so many ways that people have to get nicotine into their system. You have the old standard products, cigarettes were the big one, you had cigars, you had pipes, you have chewing tobacco, but now you've got the pharmaceutical aids. You've got, the nicotine gum, you have the patches, you have lozenges, you have inhalers, you have electronic cigarettes now that delivers nicotine vapor into your lungs. There's nicotine water. At one point, I think I was saying something about nicotine sunscreens. I mean, it was incredible what happened over this time period, that there's all these different ways now for people to get nicotine into their system. What I want people to understand here is nicotine is nicotine is nicotine. Doesn't make a difference where it comes from. It's nicotine. And if you administer this stuff after you quit smoking by any route, whether it be by somehow inhaling into your lung, as in cigarettes or in electronic cigarettes, or which could be done by cigars and pipes too if you inhale them. If you just absorb them through your oral mucosa, as you will do when you chew a nicotine gum, or when you just puff on cigars or pipes. If you put it on your skin, as the patch is designed to do. I mean, any way that you put nicotine in your system, and if you're a former smoker, you're going to reintroduce this stuff in your bloodstream, you're going to get it to your brain, and you're going to cause your body to start to demand nicotine again. You are going to relapse on a drug. You need to understand this. You need to transfer the information that I've had in all the videos and all the letters before about, taking a puff. It really translates to administering nicotine via any source now. In this video description, I'm going to link over to all the different videos that we have that will touch on this topic, and to articles that we've had. Some of the original articles that I did for nicotine gum warnings, I'm going to put those into the links here. So you'll kind of get a historical background of what this has been, the issue, and what the issue is now. Also, one of the videos will be on oral tobacco use and on chewing tobacco, and that one talks about how people can get addicted on this product who've never used anything before, but they just went straight to an oral tobacco route. That's an interesting video on that aspect. So it's, now that we have the ability to put links into the descriptions, you can do a lot of background material referencing here of what we're talking about as far as addiction. Now, I want to point something out. A lot of boards I will see people who are afraid, because what I've done up to this point in this video is the warning that I sent out to my original people. Don't mess with this stuff after you've quit smoking. There are people that I will often see on boards who talk about now that they're thinking about quitting smoking. So these are smokers, but they're afraid of using nicotine gum or patches or whatever nicotine product because they're afraid that maybe they're going to get addicted to it. Well, I want to put those fears to rest. You don't really have to worry about getting addicted to nicotine patches or gums or whatever product it is. You don't. You don't have to worry about becoming addicted, forming a new addiction to it. You've already addicted to it. People who never put the stuff in their mouth once are addicted to it. People who quit smoking 30 or 40 years ago have not touched nicotine in any form, way, shape, or form up to this point in time. They're totally nicotine free. They are addicted to electronic cigarettes. They are addicted to nicotine patches. They're addicted to nicotine gum. See, they're already addicted to these products. They don't have to worry about forming a new addiction. They've got the old addiction. It's just asymptomatic. There's no sign of that addiction. The problem you have to be concerned with is not forming new addiction. It's relapsing to the old addiction. Again, comes down to the premise here. Nicotine is nicotine is nicotine, no matter what the source. And if you put it into your system after you've been off for years or decades, you will cause a relapse. If you've never used it before, and this is basically for young people now who are somehow finding this video and thinking of experimenting with, again, an electronic cigarette, a hookah. I mean, there's things out there now which just weren't around, when I was originally doing clinics. But if you're thinking of experimenting, thinking like, oh, but this is a new device, it doesn't have the same problems. It's delivering nicotine, and you absorb enough nicotine in your system, you are at great risk of becoming a lifetime user. A user that, if you use it over your lifetime, it will shorten your lifetime. It'll cost you a small fortune in money to support it, and you'll be dealing with staving off withdrawal for the rest of your life by continuing using it. The only way to avoid this is never administering it to start with. If you have administered it in the past and you're addicted now, it's a matter of stopping all delivery at this point, never sticking it into your bloodstream, into your mouth, into your lungs by any route of any product. And again, as far as for cigarettes, it's just a matter of understanding to stay free forever, sticking to hopefully a personal commitment you make the day you stop to never take another puff.